What is going on?
What's going on, guys?
What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Mast over here,
And I'm Migs.
and this is Woof Logik, aka Woof's Web.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you could tell who's who. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm the one with the fucking mask. But you know, this is actually my daily costume or uniform. I be rocking the Spider-Man outfit pretty often.
It's his daily job. He's out here fighting crime.
I'm your friendly neighborhood beaner.
And I am a vermin. So if you hear those little titter-tatters on top of your house, that's me.
Now, you know what's surprising, though, honestly, is I never really dressed up as Spider-Man when I was a kid.
But he's your favorite superhero.
I know, right? And that's why I'm pretty surprised. As usually, bro, the only costumes I've seen online or on pictures is I was Blue's Clues one time.
Fire.
And then I was, I know I was Luigi a couple years back to back.
Also fire.
What else was I? What costumes were you usually dressing up as?
Off the recollection, I remember I was an M&M with my cousin. I was a blue one, I think, or a red one. I can't remember.
I think you're a green M&M to me.
Thank you. That's my favorite color. And then I remember me and Esma dressed up as lions one year. And then one year I dressed up as I don't know. I loved Halloween, but my costume selections were always out of like so whack. They're like not whack, but just so random as hell. Like they never were like yeah, that makes sense. They were always just so like okay.
You know what? I actually remember I was a Power Ranger one time.
That's the one costume I was never able to do.
The Red Ranger. Why?
I don't know. I just I never found any costumes in time, but I always wanted to dress up as a Power Ranger.
Nah, I hate that. Like a lot of them nowadays are just morph suits, and because bro, they're so uncomfortable. They always mess up my eyelashes.
Yeah, they're not the most comfortable things to wear.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, of course, it's pretty obvious. But this spooky season, this is the second week of October finally.
Spooktober, as I like to call it.
It's honestly flying pretty quick though. Like I even September, man, that shit was like bah.
It was. Well, we had a lot of things to do in September. Things
Yeah.
flew by like super fast.
We're especially looking forward towards our show out in Arizona. It was a fucking blast, man.
Great time.
If you follow our socials, you know that it was literally like our favorite set to this date.
To this day.
Yeah, that hour and a half really made a difference. Like,
yeah, bro. I thought it was gonna drag for a bit just because that's such a long time. But actually, if I was like, damn, is it over already?
Right? Yeah, I didn't want it to be over. It's just like getting that energy from everyone. It's like it keeps you going and shit.
We had like honestly, in our personal opinion, the best time slot too.
Yeah, I love the 11 o'clock slot time.
Yeah, a lot of people were coming in still. Like when we started playing, like there was a decent crowd. It wasn't too crazy. And then by like the last half of the set, it was like super packed. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was packed to the fucking brim.
Yeah.
Like even getting out of there, like I thought about walking into the crowd and to go say what's up to everyone, but nah, I just went to the front row or the very, very front, like crossing the barricade. Said what's up to everyone. We got a lot of props, and that's always encouraging to hear. Is like when you make new fans or supporters out of people.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, it was very interesting that we still like had that type of fucking hype out there, to see that the crowd over there is still pushing, still going wild. I feel like it's a very underrated crowd out in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, they're always showing love to us. And you remember even like our homie Johnny, I guess he had gone like an Uber or some shit. And the guy was like, oh, yeah. Like, I guess he had shown him, like, he told him why we were out there. Like, oh, yeah, I know them. I fuck with their music. And I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, man. It was crazy. It was fun. We got like pretty fucking lit, honestly.
I got fucking drunk as shit.
Yeah, I've been feeling a lot more comfortable with like drinking pretty, like, not like getting drunk or anything like that, but like sipping up before our shows.
Yeah.
Before that, I never wanted to drink, but now I'm easing into it where I feel more comfortable with like going up there and performing while like having alcohol inside.
Yeah, no, same. I used to like, especially like during our exchange show, I really didn't like, I was fine. And then once we got in there, I just had butterflies the whole night. I really didn't want to drink. I didn't want to do anything. I was just, to be fair, it was like our first show in like, like a year and a half.
That's true.
So I was just like, I had the nerves. And then once we got up there, it was fine. So, but for the Arizona show, I didn't have any of that. I was lit. I just knew like it was gonna be a fun time. A lot of our friends went over there just to support us. We had our homies from Arizona come support us. one of our friends, Maria, she brought her dad because it was her birthday weekend out there, and that fool was fucking lit.
Yeah, man, he was a blast to be around.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. Shout out, I forgot his name. I'm sorry.
What is his name? Damn, that's gonna bug me.
Sorry, Maria.
Fuck.
She told me like 3 times that night too.
I think it's something like it starts with an E or D. Like
yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not even gonna remember.
Yeah, I'm not gonna butcher it.
But nah, it was super fun. It was finally great meeting him because I always see them on the stories and like he's over here just like fucking good time to hang out with.
Yeah, and it was funny because I guess that food like last night they had gone to a Latin night, so that food was already fucking lit from the night before, and he just like run it back.
Yeah, he had like a little bender the whole weekend.
Yeah, low key. I'm like, that's my kind of guy.
Facts. I wish they would come out here more often. It would be cool to kick it with them, show them what's up out here in Cali.
Yeah, I would love for them like to host them out here, but you know what? They have to have a reason out here. They can't just be coming out here for no reason.
They just come over here on a random ass Tuesday just to kick it.
I mean, fuck it. We'll make their Tuesday a lit one.
I'll call off work.
Fuck yeah. I'm like, I feel sick.
No, but yeah, shout out to everyone for that went out there to support us, whether you're from Arizona or you're from California.
Let me ask you this. All right, so what's one favorite thing from that weekend that you enjoyed, and then one thing that I was like, I could have done without?
Okay, well, obviously the top of it all is the performance. You know, that's just the best thing to do. So maybe I just won't include that.
Mm-hmm.
So the top fun thing we did. Let's see. I want to say, what was it, man? I don't know, bro. I feel like everything was just fun. You know what? I want to say the pre-show before we even head out to go perform.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, man. We were having a blast at the Airbnb.
Yeah,
we were just having a good old time, drinking, partying.
Yeah, I love when we combine like all our little worlds into one, and it's just like everyone's meshing perfect. Like, yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons why I love Kevin and Maria is they're our photographers from Arizona.
Shout out For the Blue and Kira Wolf.
Yeah, every time we go out there, we have to kick it with them.
Of course.
You know, it's like one of those like random ass fucking meetups where, you know, you just instantly click. You get each other's sense of humor. You're just comfortable with each other. Yeah. But no, these people, you know, right off the bat when we had our first photo shoot with them, like, I remember just seeing them the first time. This was over at our show in Arizona at the Monarch Theater when we opened up for Ray Volpe.
I believe it was 2018 or 2019.
I think it was 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
It was in summer too. It was so fucking hot out there. But no, I guess they had reached out to our manager, seeing if we need photos or anything like that. And I did not expect to fucking meet lifelong homies out of that.
Yeah, man. I mean, they are truly great friend of ours.
Yeah, and they're very driven. They're very motivated. They want to work, you know. So if you guys need some photography or videography out there, make sure to hit them up, World of Blue or Kiro Wolf.
Yeah, we'll put their links in the description.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that was it. Let's see, what was the worst part? What you said, thing we could have done without?
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
In your opinion, it could have been some minuscules of like, man, I could do without this.
Yeah, I want to say the carousel bar, but I went late. Oh, we went late, actually.
Oh, you know what it was?
What?
The fucking parking, bro.
Yeah, the parking was fucking annoying.
Ass, bro. That shit low-key killed all vibes. Like, I literally just, like, I even told you once we finally found parking, I was like, I want to go home, bro. I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I felt that, but I just wanted to make the best of the trip. And
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I want to make our trip worthwhile, especially to our friends. We don't want to just be like, yeah, we're gonna go back. Yeah, thankfully, Pop Stroke was pretty fun. Yeah, bro. I mean, I even just spectating, it was a good time. Yeah. It's kind of like, you know what Pop Stroke is? It's this thing out in Vegas. It's kind of like Topgolf.
Arizona.
Yeah, I'm sorry, in Arizona. It's kind of like Topgolf, but instead of like trying to shoot for targets like super hard, you're just basically just putting. Yeah, it's like mini golf. Yeah, but it looks more like real. And it's more professional. Not like all cartoony and colorful and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was vibes. There's food there. There's like 2-3 different bars and shit. There's fucking ice cream there. I was like, look, damn, they got ice cream. Yo, yeah, I was actually surprised of how packed it was over there. I mean, there was a fucking event over there at the arena that's next door. This is in Glendale, Arizona. There's like some arena where it's like a rodeo show. Yeah, and that shit was buns.
That was like more packed than the EDC parking lots, dead ass.
Yeah, man. And normally they had parking around there that's free, but I guess when it comes to event parking, they make everywhere, literally everywhere within the vicinity, like $30. And then there was like one area where it was like $50. I'm like, yo, what the fuck,
bro? That's worse than fucking LA.
Yeah,
literally.
I was like, I'm not paying any of this. We found some 2-hour parking, and then from there, I was a little tired, so our friends Malik and Celeste, they had gotten a hotel.
Well, we all did.
Yeah. Basically, they put it on their card, and we just all pitched in for the hotel for the night, so we could try to take a nap.
Yeah.
Specifically me, because I was super tired from just from the morning, because we had to get up really early. Like, man, fuck you, Airbnb, man, fuck you for like those weird ass checkout times.
I know we were talking about it. It's so confusing, or it's kind of like stupid how Airbnbs and hotels, they do the check-in time at 4 p.m. usually, and then the check-out at 9 or 10 a.m. or even 11. But really, man, it should be flipped in reverse.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys know the reasoning behind those check-in and check-out times, please let us know in the comments, because I'm truly like fucking flabbergasted at this. Like,
yeah, it's just whack.
It doesn't make sense. It's literally in complete reverse. Like, you would think people want to get to their spot early and just relax or whatever, and then if you check out at 4 p.m., it gives everyone at least the chance to enjoy their nights, go to sleep at a little bit later time, and then just wake up comfortably and just check out, like get everything packed up. But no, instead you got to make people pack the night before, or wake up fucking at 4 or 5 a.m. to pack up and dip.
Yeah, it was not the move. I would say, aside from the parking, like that was one thing I could have done without.
Yeah, for sure. But it was a great trip.
So much fun.
Literally every time we go to Arizona, it's so fun. I love trying out the new food over there that we don't have at home.
Yeah.
So they have this restaurant called Twin Peaks, and a lot of states have it, but California, I don't think they have it. At least not in our area.
Pick your shit up, Cali.
So it's kind of like one of those. It's kind of like a sports bar. So there's a bunch of TVs everywhere.
Yeah, they had good drink prices.
Hey, they really do. They really had I think the mimosa. Fuck, maybe I'm thinking of a different place, but I could have sworn Kitty got mimosa for $6.
That's
pretty fair.
A lot more cheaper than we got it from where she got it from Den Burger.
Oh damn, Den Burger is another place we went to go eat at. It was like a burger restaurant. They had quesadilla burgers, and then they had like a bunch of crazy like super creative like burgers.
Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned like they kind of were doing the most, but
yeah, I had mentioned, because like they had like all these, like they had bone marrow burgers. I'm like, it's a lot for me. Like, so I ended up just like, they literally have like the basic option. It was called the boring burger, but it was still pretty freaking good. I did not regret my choice.
Yeah, the quality over there is fire.
Yeah.
And I think I noticed that they actually had two, right close to each other. So I wonder if they have more out there. But
yeah.
There was a bunch of places that we drove by that I wanted to see, and we even went to go actually pull up to a Spirit Halloween out there, and they had everything, bro. I'm like, fuck, we don't have shit out here.
When did you do
that? We did that. When did we do that? We did that. When we were trying to kill time for check-in.
Oh, okay.
So we got there like around 1 p.m. I think.
Yeah.
And from there we went to go eat at Twin Peaks, and then we went to Spirit Halloween down the street.
Yep.
And bro, like I said, they have everything that we don't. Like, over here, it's just like they're missing so many things, or just like the hype. I guess maybe just the hype for Halloween is more real out in California. And then after that, we went to another bar. I forget what it's called, but it was like a more like local bar. Like, you could tell people there are regulars, stuff like that, more older crowd. But even they had really cheap drinks, so it was cool over there. And then you pulled up like what, 4 p.m. maybe?
5, closer to 5. Oh, that was a bit of a drive.
Yeah. The drive back though, that shit was horrendous. Like, I thought I had it, bro, but I did not have it. I had to keep fucking pulling over.
Yeah, bro. That's why I kind of wanted to stay, because we did the what's it called, pop stroke thing on Saturday, and Michael's original plan was, to do that and then go home at a decent time. But you ended up leaving like closer to almost like 1-ish.
Yeah, we left like at 12:30.
Yeah, and I was like, I had also thought of leaving around that same time, but because we had already booked the hotel and I was not so much tired, but I'm like, you know what? The later it gets, the harder probably it is going to be for me to drive. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just crash.
Yeah, bro. I drove the whole way, and like 2 hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours in, I was like, yeah, I got to pull over. So I pulled over, slept for like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I kept it going. You know, by the time we got home, it was 6:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And at least I was like able to watch the football game.
Yeah.
The Toy Story version. But nah, man. Even on the way, I would have to pull over. I drank 2 energy drinks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I didn't drink any of the earlier that day, but I needed those 2.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I was just like I was doing every trick in the book. I was pinching myself, slapping myself. When I pulled over to the gas stations, I would go in there and wet my face with cold water.
So you basically had an eventful time coming back home, and I had an eventful time going to Arizona.
Yeah, pretty much. But nah, it was like honestly like pretty dangerous the way I was driving. Like
yeah,
I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I definitely will never do that again.
Yeah.
I was like sober, of course, but just like
be tired.
I was literally like dozing off so much, and I was like scared for our lives, but I didn't want to stop because I didn't want to waste more time. But at the same time, I knew it was for the best.
Of course, you last thing you want to do is just doze off and just.
Let me see what this fool Javier wants.
He also went with us.
Yeah, shout out my boy Javi. I think Rex's birthday is on the 8th.
Sunday. So he actually has 2 shows playing today. He has one today at Pattern Bar in LA and another one in Riverside tomorrow.
Let me see. When is his actual birthday? I gotta be.
I could have sworn it was the 8th.
I think the 8th is David's.
Or it might have been the 9th.
Oh no, it is 8th.
It is the 8th?
The 9th is David's.
Okay, I see.
We got hella homies in October. Their birthdays.
Bastards.
We're actually gonna be painting pumpkins tomorrow for that.
Yeah, I literally even called him today. I'm like, hey, bro, like, where am I supposed to buy these fucking pumpkins? He's like, go to Vaughn's, bro. That's where we bought ours. I was like, it was like $10. I was like,
or a 99-cent store, fool.
They cheaper?
My mom said $5.
I'm going to that 99-cent store.
Yeah, my mom, she called me yesterday to say if I needed any to go there.
I even asked him, like, are we going to carve these foods? I was like, nah, we're just going to paint them.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fuck it.
Well, at least they got the paint for us.
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you about my ordeal going to Arizona, fellas.
Yes, please.
So I basically was without a car for about a week and a half because I was a bozo and I kind of crashed into my house gate, but that's a different story for a different time. But the front end was all kind of like, it was damaged to say the least. And so I turned it in on Tuesday before my Lost Land trip. And I didn't think I was going to get it back at time, but I had hope because they had called me literally that Thursday and told me like, hey, yeah, we got all the parts ready. They should be coming in that coming Friday and the rest of them that Monday, which was the Monday of our show. And they said, they left me a voicemail because I was going to answer because I was already like getting lit over there. So they called me there and then they told me like, oh yeah, we're going to give you guys an update check on Tuesday. Tuesday came around, no call from them. I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe they'll call me tomorrow. Wednesday come around, no call. I'm like, damn it, kind of getting a little close because I kind of need a ride situation figured out. And mind you, the people that came with me was me, my friend Malik, and our friend Malik and our friend Jonathan, and both of them have terrible cars to do for long trips. And so we basically, it was kind of venturing on me getting my car back, or there's a couple other options, like you're possibly renting a car, but that's really pricey. Maybe even like getting into your car and then just some of us going into with Beto or just we're going to figure it out. But then Thursday rolls around and I get a call from them at work telling me, like, hey, yeah, your car's damn near done. We're just putting it in the refrigerator. You'll have it picking up tomorrow in the morning. And I'm like, bet, cool. It does fuck up with our little plan because we were originally supposed to leave like around 6 in the morning. But I was like, fuck it, I'll sit back a couple hours and just wait for my car to get there. They gave me another call later that day. They told me that apparently the AC wasn't blowing out cold air. And so the guy was telling me, like, I'm going to have a guy come over. He's going to check it out. But can you possibly come pick it up? It'll still be ready tomorrow, but probably like closer to 4. And I told him I cannot do that because I'm going to be out of town. So the earlier the better. And he says, like, okay, I'll do my best. I'll have the guy come in early. We'll try to figure it out. So 8 rolls around, I get no call from them. 9 rolls around, I'm like, all right, well, let me get home. Let me figure this shit out. So I take an Uber home from Mike's to my mama's, to my house, and then from there I give them a call to ask them, hey, is my car ready? And they told me that their car is estimated to be done on the 3rd. And mind you, this was like the 29th, and my heart dropped, bro, because y'all are already gone. Like, we had no other option, bro. I'm like, fuck. I was like, and I asked him, can you double check? And she's like, yeah, that's what it says on the system. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, all right. So I end the call with him. I'm in shambles because it was just like, fuck. Now I literally didn't know what to do. I basically went on Enterprise, rented out a car, the cheapest one we could have, but you still have to put down like a $300 deposit, so it didn't even matter. It's gonna be expensive regardless. I tell my mom the situation, and she's like, it's gonna be expensive renting a car. I'm like, I know this, mother, but I literally have no other car to go over there. And then not a minute later, after I explained to her the situation, they give me a call saying that, hey, your car is ready. Let's fucking go. And we ended up going. But on the way there, all my sensors came on. I think it's because when they put the battery back on, like they didn't reboot the system or anything. So that's something that had to get fixed. But I was
still on.
Actually, you know what? Today they all came off when I was driving home. It was random.
Okay.
But I probably will take it in on Monday just to be sure. Just like, hey man, this happened. Get that fixed.
Fuck.
But I'm sure it'll be done within the day. They probably just have to reboot the system.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, bro, that's some fucking hard dropping shit right there.
I was like, fuck, bro, because I'm like, my paycheck that we got paid that Friday, but it was a low check to say the least because I didn't get all my hours because of the Lost Lands trip, and I had basically a little bit of money put away for our trip, but most of that was most of that check was a bill check. So I'm like, fuck. I basically was like. I was like, fuck, do I pay my... it came down to like, do I pay my bills or do I pay for this car rental? And I was like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. I was like, I'll figure it out later. I'll get the car rental. Thank God they tell me that because with Enterprise, you don't pay until you actually check out the car. So I canceled the reservation and I was squared away. But I was heartbroken to say the least for that minute and a half.
Yeah, and that's just fucking shit luck right there too. Because like, bro, of course that shit would happen, you know?
Yeah.
So
of all us, people, yeah.
It's always like that, especially dealing with insurance or car dealerships. Like they can give two fucks. You got to keep bugging them and nagging at them. Like I've had the worst history with that too. Like there's been like 2 accidents where I take it to the insurance company or not the insurance company, the auto shop, and they just keep giving me excuse after excuse of why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
They have this reason and that reason, and they just keep pushing it till pretty much you start going off.
Yeah.
Once you start going off, that's when they start switching up. They're, oh, it's just coming on Monday, coming on Wednesday. We got you. Don't worry. It's all capped. They could have had that shit finished.
Facts.
But there's so many like auto shops that are just going through so much on the back end that you don't even know. Because even one of them, like what are they called? It's when they come check out your car. Estimator, I think.
Yes.
I think estimator. So there's this guy who was doing it, and they literally switched my estimator like three times for one fucking insurance claim. 3 times they had to switch a estimator because they kept getting fired or like quitting. And so finally I got a guy that's decent, and right away it took like less than a week, and the car was already fixed.
Fire.
So that's why I'm just saying, like, everyone, they have they can do it. It's just they be fucking lying out their ass.
Yeah, man. It was a stressful time to say the least. But as far as getting the car back, I got it back in basically like a week. So I was very happy about that because I need rides to work. Otherwise, I would have had to ask Mikey, or like probably had to crash at his house, or ask our friend Chris for rides to work. And I don't like to inconvenience people.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So luckily my car was good to go.
That's good, man. Shit, I wish I could get my car back.
I know.
No, but that's cool. What was I gonna say? Well, at least we had a good time. I can't wait for the next show. Hopefully we get one soon. I've been hit up a couple times to see, if we could work together. But the problem with a lot of like the smaller bars and stuff like that is they're not too familiar with the EDM scene, and so like they don't really know how to run like a full show like that.
Yeah.
I'd love to help, so hopefully we get the opportunity to help and shit, but it all has to make sense. It's pretty much stuff like that. And that's kind of what I expressed to a lot of like friend artists, is just like you want your shows, but you got to have like the high value shows. Like take shows in the beginning, of course, kind of get your feet wet.
Yeah.
But eventually, you kind of got to start picking and choosing the ones that'll benefit your career. Because money is cool and all, but it's a lot of the time it's not money that's worth it. It's not, I wouldn't say a waste of time, but you could be doing better things with that time.
Of course.
But yeah, you did say already that Rex's shows were today and tomorrow.
Yeah, he has 2 shows this weekend.
I don't know if you've seen that. Jose's playing on San Jose.
Oh yeah, I remember the last time I hung out with him. He was kind of like touching up on it. I guess he had met up with some people that came down here for a show, and then he got cool with them, and then I guess that's kind of how things turned out.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you got to network as well. You know.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're too shy or it's not your thing, maybe you don't like talking to fake people, stuff like that. I mean, there's fake people in every industry, so you know, you just got to play the game to a certain degree. Be yourself, be genuine, be open-minded, because you never know what doors can open. You don't want to keep those doors closed.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep your mouth closed. You got to fucking open your mouth to be fed.
As a good homegirl once told me, closed mouths do not get fed.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's why it's very important. You know, we got a lot of fellow artists out there that maybe they're not too familiar with the game and how, or the just pretty much networking. It's very, very important nowadays. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very intimidating thing to do, but once you realize, it's not always just about like, hey, I'm me. Like, what do you do? It's just more just about like, if you like see an interesting person, like, just talk to them and just ask them questions. Like, oh, hey, what do you do? Or you know what I mean? Like, you're just asking questions about them, not necessarily about what they're doing, just like how they are, like, oh, what do you think of the night? You know, how have they been? How's their night going? Just that, and then the conversation will roll out eventually.
Yeah, and you don't want to like kind of because the annoying thing is when you're talking too much about yourself.
Yeah, that's the last thing.
Or all your achievements, everything like that. Like, but you definitely want to sell yourself to a certain degree. You don't want to be like too overdoing it, but you for sure gotta like kind of give back and forth. You know, like ask how they are, what they do, like as you mentioned, and kind of give like a response back of a little bit of you. That way, it's both you hearing both information and you guys are both getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't want it to be too much fucking kissing ass, and you don't want to be kissing your own ass, because you know, especially if you're talking to people bigger than you. Not to like say every bigger artist is like this, but they kind of like when you're talking about them.
Yeah.
And also maybe not even about the industry that you guys are in. Maybe talk about random stuff that like your interests. You never know who likes the same stuff as you.
Yeah.
But actually, since we're on the topic of the music industry, did you see? I don't know if you have seen this actually happen today. Drake released his album, right?
Yeah, it's called For All the Dogs, I believe.
Yeah. So apparently, I screenshot it because I didn't want to butcher this, but apparently there's this girl named Rai Rai, on the song called "Calling for You" by Drake featuring 21 Savage.
I just listened to that on the way here.
Yeah. So you know that common vocal is like what? Like what?
Yeah,
it's in a lot of Jersey club music. Like what? So apparently, it's used in this song. It's very you can tell the volume on it is like lower.
Yeah,
but it's still there. And this girl apparently Drake has used that sample before multiple times. Well, not Drake, his producer.
Right.
And apparently she said, what did she say? Did I screenshot it correctly? Okay, she said, "Really, Drake? My vocals again and no credit. I really want to be flattered, but I feel like it's trolling at this point. OMG, one of my favorite artists doing this. I don't know how to feel anymore, but thank you for reminding me that my 15-year-old vocals are still legendary." And that's true because that vocal's been around forever, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was like, obviously it's a person that's saying it, but I didn't know like it was anyone like that. I didn't know it was like something that you had to get like permission for, but that just reminds you, it's just like
anything could be like, you need to get permission for it. But I mean, with that specific vocal, like, I mean, I'm sure it has been copied and pasted over millions and millions of other like just sample packs. So I'm sure the producer just grabbed it, not even realizing it was probably like a copyrighted sample. Maybe she didn't even like copyright it up and just till now recently. And I mean, now because so many people use that for sample, so many people. It's not just in hip hop, it's in EDM, it's in Jersey. It's such a commonly used sample. I'm like, she's probably just coming after Drake because he's probably like one of the bigger ones to use it. Well, not him, but his producer. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, I get her, bro. Like,
yeah, it is. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like at the time when she did put it out, it probably was for free. It wasn't really copyright. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, who knows? But I feel like she's kind of being mad at the wrong person because I don't think I've ever heard Drake being the producer of his own music.
No, if any, he's very selective with his beats, obviously. So people come at him like with a pack of beats, like, hey, do you like any of this? Do you like any of that? And if he does, he'll either hop on it or he'll like a certain idea of one and like, nah, take this out. But he's never really like hands on about the producing of the beats.
Yeah, but shout out Gordo. Apparently he produced 2 songs on the album.
Gently and this, I forget the song was called, but it's the one with Sexy Red and SZA, with the one that Jonathan didn't like, but we liked.
It's the Latin vibe, right? Like the reggaeton or something.
That's the Gently one. That's the one with Bad Bunny. And
true.
The SZA one was kind of like the Jersey one.
Yeah, man. It's like a subtle Jersey, huh? Like the more calm.
Like it's kind of like a trippy
minimal.
turtle.
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, I liked it. I didn't mind it. I haven't heard the full album yet, but it's really cool to see Drake, getting producers from different worlds. That's the thing I feel like most pop or rap artists should do is they should dabble into producers that make like electronic music or any other genre. That way, it's like gives it a different new flavor and it's less common. Anyone could get the same fucking rap beat. It's like the same copy and paste or the what's that shit drill, stuff like that. But to get like a producer outside of your world to work on something, like I feel like it's really valuable to test those waters out. But yeah, she actually mentioned too. So why did Lil Jon chair squeaking sound? What is that sound? It's not the is it? No.
Maybe.
So okay, she says, so why did Lil Jon chair squeaking sound get credited? And that's just a sound from a chair. I have a right to be credited if they take anything off my original song. I mean, she got a point, man. She do. But it's just weird because you don't know where that producer got that shit from. So she needs to come at the producers. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Would you be mad? That's a tricky thing because Drake's making hella money off that song and you want a little piece of that pie.
I do, but at the same time, it has to be like, because I don't know in the context of how that sample of hers came out.
Yeah.
If it was a rip off a song, of course. If it was just off a sample pack, then that's where things get a little tricky because obviously you put it in the pack for a reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of free game at that point. So it's a very touchy subject. It has to be. I have to figure out where the hell she came. How the hell that sample was released originally.
Yeah.
That has to be the context of it. If she never really like publicly released it and they're just ripping it off her, then I'll be fucking heated. But if it's because I put out a sample pack, you kind of just have to like put your hands up. I'm like, it happens all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like if Drake sees that, he should at very least, maybe throw her on the credits somehow or give her a share, something, some acknowledgement. That type of shit goes a long way, and it could really like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it makes people want to be a fan of you or back you up on it. You don't want too much drama going around, just negativity about you, how you work or whatever, or how people think you work. Especially if that's not the case, you gotta make yourself more likable because Drake's loved, but he's also hated a lot.
Yeah, he is. Do you remember a while ago, a couple years back when Jack U was still playing? They had that one song with Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
and then Skrillex got flack because the main synth in that song. Apparently, it was from supposedly there was this other producer girl, like artist, that she had a very similar sounding song. Like it sounded a lot like it.
Yeah.
And she says like, "Hey, you ripped it off my song," and I was like, "Damn, Skrillex, you gonna do that?" But he actually clapped back, and he was like, "No, the way I made that sample was because I did this. I got this from this vocal sample, and then he basically
did a tutorial or something.
He basically twisted around and put a bunch of FXs on it, and it basically ended up sounding like that. So he kind of like proved her wrong.
Damn, that's crazy. That sound was fucking nuts. Like, a lot of time I go back and listen to old EDM and I'm just like, damn, how the fuck did these fools come up with this sound or this sound?
I'd be thinking about that with our old songs. Like, fuck, how do we do that? I don't remember how the hell that song. Like, how do we get that sound? It's crazy.
The one that I feel like you really gotta pay attention to is Nuke, especially the second drop, because it goes like it's like super like alien-y sounding.
Yeah, man. I can't tell you how we fucking did that shit. We were just fucking around one day, and we had a deadline to finish these songs, and we'll not finish that song, but just come up with more songs for that EP, and we ended up knocking out Whammy and Nuke like within like a month.
I think Whammy was the last one, huh? Or was it Nuke?
I think. Damn.
Actually, I think it was Nuke last.
Yeah, it was so long ago, but yeah, I think it was Nuke, and we just knocked them out super quick. And honestly, these are some of my more favorite songs of ours.
The fucking we always got to play those in every single set.
Yeah.
But bro, like we had mentioned it before, and Whammy. So Whammy. Okay, let's give a little backstory of Whammy. If you guys don't know, Whammy is a part of the Bronx Family EP that we released back in 2019.
Vendetta.
Yeah, Vendetta. Go check it out if you haven't yet.
Yeah, put money on our bank account.
So there's songs under there called Vendetta. There is Inception. There is Whammy, and then Nuke. So Whammy, it's a 130 BPM song. It's really dope. It's actually my favorite song still. Well, let's see. Now that new unreleased one's up there too.
The new, which is one of our last songs off the mix. If you haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah, it's actually our closing song on episode 25 off the web. If you want to check it out.
Yeah, our Arizona set.
Yeah. So that one's up there. But anyway, Whammy. It's my favorite song. I was really hyped when we had the whole 130 to 150 BPM transition.
Yeah, that's how originally was how we structured that song.
Yeah, we structured it that way. But, you know, labels have their preferences on how they want music.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't want to question them. They, you know, every label knows what they're doing. That's the reason why they got to where they got to.
Yeah, of course.
They have the reasonings of why they want specific things to be a certain way. But you know, it was a little bit of a bummer because I love to show our creativity side and like just like being different, you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a good feeling having to choose between, because they basically said like, look guys, that song could be 130 all the way or 150 all the way, and it was just like it didn't feel right choosing either side. We eventually had to choose it. The final one ended up being 130, but we still play the original one, which is a 130, and the second drop goes into a 151, which fucking hits every single time we play. Every single time we play, it goes fucking off. Yeah,
the crowd reaction every single time. It surprises me because when it's your own original music that gets a crowd that fucking hype,
yeah,
it's like a whole nother feeling. It's like it's probably like one of the best feelings in the world because it's just like that's what you envision the reactions to be,
of course,
and that's what you fucking got.
Yeah,
it's like straight out of a movie, but it's like so unreal. But anyway, you know, so by the way, like this isn't anything towards the label that released
no,
it.
of course. I mean, at the time when they explained to why we should do it, it made total sense to do it.
Yeah, and don't come at them. It's literally like it's fine. We were not even worried. They actually planned. They're like, what if we release it as a VIP?
Yeah,
I just think we just never got to it. But you know, this is pre-COVID, before like there was like whole different staff and everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, that's just a reminder for everyone. If you feel like you truly believe in the way that song is supposed to be, you know, maybe if it's not meant to be on that label, maybe you could release it independently.
Of course.
But you know, everything happens for a reason. I'm happy with what we got.
Yeah.
Maybe we could still release it one day. It'll be super dope to see if DJs actually fuck with it, because I enjoyed the transition of the BPMs in a song, because it could help DJ sets go
specifically with us, because our main target BPMs when we play is 130 and 150, and so it's always nice just to have that little cheat code. I'm like, all right, we don't have to like go into some weird like loophole to where like it's like a dead drop. You can just automatically just jump into 150.
Yeah, exactly. It helps you even stay in key and all that.
Yeah.
So that's really what we wanted to mention on that song. You know, I don't think, do we have any other song out there where it's a BPM transition? I don't think so.
No, that was our only one, because after that we're like, at the time we're like, all right, fuck it, we'll just keep things like the same BPM.
Yeah. You know, there could be a lot of reasons why they preferred it that way, and a lot of it could have been just they want other artists or DJs to be able to fit it into their sets more properly.
Yeah.
Because you know the BPM transitions like about like 8 bars after the first drop, I believe 8 or 16.
Yeah,
probably 16. So yeah, it kind of like it could limit some DJs as well if you don't know how to do it. And you got to remember that the BPM transitions, because the CDJ won't show multiple BPMs. It'll just show the first one most likely.
Like it's funny because it'll go into 150, but it'll still say 130 on the CDJ.
Yeah, that's why DJ tip right here, guys. If you know that song has a BPM transition, if you know that song has a BPM transition, make sure to edit the title with the parentheses and have 132, 150 or something like that. That's what we do at least. And actually, one thing I noticed a lot of artists do too is, so some DJs they can't afford CDJs. So
of course. I mean, we can't afford CDJs.
Yeah. So they DJ from Serato or Tractor or something like that.
Yeah.
Those songs don't pop up with the same key style as Record Box.
Right.
So in Record Box, you're gonna get the actual keys, and then on Serato, you're gonna get like I don't know what the correct term for it is, but it goes based off of like 1A to 12A. So 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, and those are different key groups, I believe.
Yes.
And I feel like from what I've noticed is you're safe to jump up 1 to 4 keys.
There's a whole like wheel chart of this online. You can look up yourself. Like it'll like tell you like it's kind of like some horoscope bullshit. Like this key like goes well into this key.
Yeah. So there's even B's.
Yeah.
It's not just all A's, but yeah. So that's if you ever wondered why your transitions, you could be transitioning on beat,
but it just sounds a little off.
Yeah, it sounds a little off. Is because they don't match the same keys.
Yeah.
So you want to go from 1 to 4, preferably actually 1 to 3 jumps. You want to stay in that realm. But that's how it sounds so smooth when you hear people like Martin Garrix, their transitions. It just sounds like all one cohesive song.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, Record Box, it shows it differently. So if you wanted to show in a familiar way like Serato, you just edit the title of the song and put it in the beginning 1A or 2A, 3A, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And then there it is, because it'll pop up in the very beginning of your track list. And that's just a tip I've seen a lot of artists mention and even do themselves. We don't do that just because like I feel like I know our music, at least when I practice on Serato, I already know it's matching in key.
Yeah, we try not to venture too much to have like weird ass keys on songs. We've done it a couple times, but it has
to fit. It has to be like my trick is if you want to switch if you want to switch keys like that so abruptly, your first song has to end with like an impact, and then the second song, the intro or the breakdown that you're starting with has to have an impact. So you're essentially having 2 impacts where the low ends and the high ends on one song aren't going to mess too much with the other one.
Yeah.
That's just a trick too right there. We actually did it in our Arizona set where I think it was 2 songs that didn't even match BPMs, but they both had an impact, and one of them just faded out and the other one was barely beginning on the breakdown.
Yeah.
That's how we included our song Poison. I never really include that in our sets, but because we had an hour and a half, I wanted to venture more into stuff we don't usually play.
Yeah, and it was a request. Our good buddy Lalo, he was like, hey, you should play this song because you love us. And we do love you, bastard, so you're welcome. Because we don't really do 110 BPM songs in our sets, so...
Yeah, I know. I actually... Fuck, man. I really wanted to play, like, a lot of hip-hop, too, though. Like,
yeah, that would have fire.
You know, get a little ratchet up in that bitch.
Yeah. I mean, you had that crowd going, man. Like, and to everyone who was on, I jokingly told Michael that they had him like puppets, but in an endearing way, because he kept telling the crowd to do this or do it a certain way, and they're following along. And, like, that's the first time I can, like, remember where, like, it was visibly seen... Like, the people were following along. We were giving hearts. They were counting along.
I feel like everyone was, like, shaking the fucking the room. And obviously, I'm being a little dramatic here. But it felt like literally like a festival where, like, everyone's, like, all in on it. And
it was a super
They want to be fun. They want to have fun. And that just goes to show that Arizona's more with it. LA, I feel like a lot of people, maybe they got a little bit of ego, or maybe they're like...
For sure, bro. For sure. We could not do that in LA crowds.
You can, bro.
But we're not at our level.
Yeah. You got to be like the headliner for them to be all in or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's true. I never thought about that. We're just like the direct support, you know. Obviously, a lot of them probably didn't even know who we are, but it's really cool when when they come up to us after and they give us our props.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
Or maybe we just build a fan out of them. Like that's happened before when we played out there too.
I mean, at the end, that's what the whole point of shows is hopefully we get some fans out of this.
Yeah, exactly, and reach new faces, reach new demographics. So I can't wait to go out to other states. If you guys maybe know a promoter or someone that hosts their own club, be sure to shoot them a good word about us, por favor.
You know what's funny? When I was at Lost Lands, I met some random ass dude in the crowd. He was wearing the Appalachian State hat. And because I love college ball so much, I just always am like, go certain so and so. And so I was like, hell yeah, you go into Appalachian State? And he was like, no, I went to West Virginia. I'm like, oh hey, I go Mountaineers. And he was like, you went to Mountaineers? And I was like, I had a cap. I was like, at that point, I realized where this was going, so I had to like lie. I was like, nah, but I had a homie that went there, and I was complete cap because I don't know anybody out there. But I just knew it because of Pat McAfee and all that shit. So I started chopping it up with him, and he's actually a promoter over there.
Oh, really?
He builds like a lot of the sets over there, and he showed me pictures. I followed him on Instagram, and we were vibing now. I took a picture with him, and he was a dope ass dude, man.
You get his IG?
I did.
Nice.
We'll follow it back.
Hopefully, they reach out to us.
Yeah.
What state is that again?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Virginia. That'd be cool, man. I want to go to like other sides of the state. I mean, the country. It'll be cool to finally venture out because we played Utah, we played Arizona, we played in Tijuana.
Shout out Tijuana.
That shit was lit too.
Hey, Peso Puma ain't got nothing on us. We actually played over there.
We get no threats.
Yes.
And then where else do we play? We got to go up north too.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest. They have some of the best scenes out there too.
Yeah, or San Francisco. They got a little scene, Vital events, I believe.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Revelation in Vegas.
Ooh, we got to. Is it Revelation or Revolution?
One of those.
I really don't know.
It's annoying when they have like they remove all syllable. I mean, is it consonants? Vowels from a name. So I'm like, I got to figure out what your name is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, I would love to play Vegas. It's always it seems like an interesting crowd to perform for out there.
Yeah, we have a bunch of homies that live out there. Your cousin lives out there. Homegirl Celeste.
Yeah, even our group out here will drive out there.
Fuck yeah, 3.5 hours, easy.
That ain't nothing.
They do it for random ass trips to Vegas. So if it's for us, they'll definitely do it.
Yeah. Actually, I want to get back to this topic where you had mentioned West Virginia and Pat McAfee. I don't know if you've seen because the Commanders were actually cheating. Well, all right. So it's a rumor. I seen this video on Twitter.
All right.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so there's a video on Twitter where they're showing the sideline of the Chicago Bears, and there's a fool behind I think it's the offensive coordinator Luke Getsy.
Yeah.
He's holding his phone with the fucking Washington Commanders phone case.
Oh shit!
And he's like directing it towards the play sheet,
the
call sheet, whatever. And so pretty much it's like a thing right now where it's like they're trying to see if maybe the Commanders set up that bait or something.
I mean, maybe, but I'm like, it for sure did not help them. They got their fucking asses whooped.
Yeah, were they in Washington?
They were in Washington.
Maybe it's just a normal staff person.
Maybe they're just Washington fan out there.
Maybe because if that is the case where they were cheating, then they'll get in fucking a lot of trouble, bro.
Big trouble, man.
As remember, Bill Belichick and the Patriots
with the footballs,
they got caught up with that. Or there was someone I think in the stands like shooting the play calls.
Josh McDaniels, when he was with the Broncos, he got accused of cheating because he would have like people like do like play like he would have people record the games and shit. That's one of the reasons why he got fired from the Broncos.
Yeah, and there's also this rule. I feel like it's been caught up a lot more frequently lately is the betting. So if you play in the NFL, you can't make bets on the NFL games, because you're a part of the league.
Yeah.
I guess you could kind of like control the winners, but if you're in the league, like you could like kind of like you could how do you say it? You can either stat pat or you can
fix games.
Fix games. I was gonna say not forfeit, but what is it called when you they throw the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll throw the match. They won't perform like they should just to win fucking extra money somehow.
Yeah.
And so that's why a lot of football players are not allowed to bet. Every football player. And I actually just started getting into betting today.
He got into Underdog.
Yeah, so there's this app called Underdog Fantasy, I think, or just straight up Underdog. Oh, it's Underdog Fantasy. You could play fantasy football on there, or you could do, what are they called? Set picks?
Just picks.
All right, so you can make picks on players, and they have bets for each individual player, whether they're going to perform higher or lesser than the projected receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, rushing yards, maybe even fumbles or sacks or interceptions.
Yeah, they have prop bets for damn near everything. Not everything, but like just majority of things you would bet on per player.
Yeah, so because I had just started this account, but this is no sponsor, but I just started this account, and I guess when you start up, they match your first deposit. So I deposit $50. I have a 3-pick bet. I only put in $10 because that was the max it allowed me to for some reason. I think because one of these is like one of the deals they have.
Yeah, so those are called parlays if people don't understand. That's basically when you make multiple picks, but you put it in a big one-ass deal. So they all have to hit for you to win that money.
Yeah, exactly. So my first one was Tua Tagovailoa. It's pretty much he has to surpass 1 yard or rushing, half a yard.
Rushing or receiving or
any yard. So it's total yards higher than 0.5 total yards. So
easy.
So that means he just has to get 1 yard, and then there's that part of the parlay. Then I got Derrick Henry scoring 0.5 rushing touchdowns, so he has to score 1 touchdown.
Easy.
And then I got Nico Collins doing higher than 59.5 receiving yards.
Easy.
So yeah, it should be easy. I mean, out of his last 3 games, he has 168, a 34, and 146. So to get how many 60 yards, that should be easy. I hope so. Yeah. I don't want to jinx myself either. So with that, I only put $10, and I'm gonna win $50 profit. So there's the other bet I got with Joe Mixon, lower than 94.5 rushing yards and receiving yards.
Totally doable.
And yeah, the Bengals offense has just been god awful this season so far. And then same thing, I included Derrick Henry on this one with 1 rushing touchdown. And then we got Michael Pittman Jr. doing higher than 57.5 receiving yards. They're playing against Tennessee, which their DBs that cover the receivers, they're not that great.
Yeah,
they've been known to be bad. But anyway, if that parlay hits, I win $450. That's my biggest bet on this one so far.
$450. Well, how much did you put down the prop?
75.
Well, what's the total odds?
Total odds? Wait, where do you find that?
Oh, they don't have them.
Yeah, they don't. Every little bookie thing is different. And then my second bet or third bet, I got. It's a two pick parlay. AJ Brown makes higher than 5.5 receptions.
I told him that one.
And then we got Christian McCaffrey higher than half rushing touchdown.
I also told him that one. I mean, these are honestly, if you're really smart with your football and you just realize these bets, you're getting free money. You just have to be smart with your picks.
Yeah, exactly. So that one was $15, and I'm gonna win $45. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be super excited. I'm gonna be at church though, so I can't really watch the morning games that much.
Touchdown, Jesus.
And shout out DJ Moore, man. He gave me fucking 45, 49, and I was at church when that happened.
I knew that shit was gonna happen, but I have glass hands, so I drafted freaking Justin Fields, but his first 3 games were not up to par of what I thought he were gonna be. I was expecting like the 30s and 40s, and the last 2 games of which is when I dropped him, he started picking shit up. I'm like, he would. But I mean, I can't be mad. Like you gotta have diamond hands, and I have glass hands.
Facts. That is facts.
I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, but I did that too. I dropped a player and someone else picked him up and they fucking went off. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's just wrong timing. You could have dropped him like maybe in 3-4 more games after.
Yeah, I could have just kept him on the bench.
That too, because everyone that's a free agent is pretty bunk.
Yeah.
But actually, I want to switch topics real quick because I just seen this on the way here.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tom Hanks. There's a rumor that Tom Hanks is being investigated for child pedophilia. I can't say that shit.
What?
Yeah, let me read it because I fucking butchered the fuck out of it.
Not Woody.
Oh, I didn't save it. But yeah, Tom Hanks is under investigation for child pedophilia. And that's just wild because, I mean, he worked for Disney. He's the voice of Woody. And also, like, you can't see that out of him, right?
No, man, he's been like a stand-up guy like throughout his whole life. He's been in a ton of movies. I mean, maybe we just have his image of him, and who knows, how he is actually as a person. We don't know, but like I just, all of a sudden this coming out.
Yeah, man, that's fucking wild, bro. That's fucking, cause especially when you know that he works with a lot of kids or he's for kid movies, like. And it doesn't help that a lot of people out there have set bad examples where it's just like, oh, no wonder they're all about the fucking kid shit.
Yeah.
And it's because they fucking, they creep over them, And that's why, man, it's just hard to trust anyone nowadays. Especially like letting your kids go out to like their friend's house. Like you just never know what the family has.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdos out there. Even family members, sadly.
Yeah, man. You want to trust everybody, but sometimes it's just things happen and you can't really do that.
Facts, man. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he's not guilty.
No, I don't think so. Maybe it's just one of the like
I actually did hear a rumor that he was a part of like child trafficking too.
What?
Yeah, a bunch of celebs. Unfortunately, they're all about that. Because what's that one movie, Sound of Freedom? Where like they expose a bunch of organizations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that movie actually. I'm very intrigued to see what it is, like what it's all about. But man, I hate seeing that type of stuff. It really makes me sick to my stomach.
I would like to give specifically Tom the benefit of the doubt. Like these are all rumors. There's no concrete evidence that he did it. And if he did, then I'm never watching Toy Story again.
You're gonna burn your Woody doll?
Fuck yeah, fuck that fool. But if that's not the case, then man, you guys are just coming after a man who's old already. He's in his 70s, bro. He's out here just doing him, and you guys are just all of a sudden coming after this poor guy. I say that now, and then obviously watch him actually being all true, and I'm like, fuck.
Like Bill Cosby?
Damn.
Fuck. Now, did you know that his brother is the voice of Woody?
Yes. So
he's not the voice of him in the movies, but like on the toys and video games.
Yeah.
Like
so
that.
Whenever Tom can't do like the specific voice roles for Woody, he has his brother,
and it's cheaper.
Yeah, and honestly, kind of mid, bro. They do not sound alike at all. Like
they sound fairly enough, but I do see what you're talking about.
Like, cause like
he even mentioned that Tom like is naturally like octaves higher.
Yeah.
And whereas he has to force himself to be that way.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not gonna sound as clean. He does look like him though.
Yeah. So like there's this game I play. It's called Kingdom Hearts 3, and there's a specific part where they have the Toy Story world in it. Mm-hmm. And so you see Woody and fucking Buzz, and you hear Woody speaking. I'm like, that's not fucking Tom. Who the fuck is this?
That was so long ago though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came out in 2020.
Oh, then never mind. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, well, fuck. I guess it's noticeable to older people, but maybe for the youngins, it's not as noticeable. There's so much fucking like wild shit out there in the industry where like the siblings are playing like the stunt devils. Like that's how they did the Fast and Furious movie.
Oh,
they used Paul Walker's brother.
Yeah.
And they just CGI'd the face. But yeah, I mean, Nico can be that for me.
Low key, he looks very similar. Although he has more of a lizard face.
Yeah, lizard face. It looks like the little Geico.
Yeah, he looks like. That's funny. Love you, Nico, man. You my guy.
Yeah, love you too, Bobber. But I guess we could start moving into off the web this week, right?
Off the web.
So last week, us bozos, we didn't even spin the wheel, but that's fine because I want to do this anyway. I want to play some of our top Halloween music that we love to listen to.
Yeah.
We'll just do top 5 for you guys this week. It'll be top 5 Halloween songs, and we'll get started with Miguel's.
I will just name them out. These are the top 5 that came up to my head off the rip.
Should we play them or no? You don't want?
Yeah, fuck it. All right. For number 5, or on this week's Off the Web for Halloween songs for me, number 5 is Rob Zombie, Living Dead Girl. Every time I hear it, I think of all the horror movies it's been in. I'm pretty sure it's been a lot of. They overplay that song. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's just so fitting with horror movies and horror movies and Halloween. They go hand to hand. Number 4 for me is This Is Halloween by A Nightmare on Christmas. That song is just super catchy. The fucking Keizo remix is dope as hell. It's not Keizo. It's who was that guy? Lucas.
Marilyn Manson. Oh.
Lucas.
Okay.
Yeah, he made a remix to that back in the day, and people used to do that. For number 3, Michael Jackson Thriller, because of that music video, so iconic. Not really like like crazy, but yeah, the effects they used on that.
It always reminds me of Halloween.
Yeah, it's a staple around this time. Number 2 for me is Bette Midler. I Put a Spell on You from the Hocus Pocus movie because that's
fucking banger.
Fucking banger.
I put a spell on you.
Na, na, na. It's such a great movie. I still haven't seen the sequel, but I'm pretty sure it's mid.
That shit's whack.
All right, I'll take your word for it. And then for me, arguably the best song you can listen to at a Halloween event or anything is Bob Pickett's Monster Mash.
Bro, all right. So thank God you said that one because that's my number 1 too.
Yeah.
So we pretty much have the same songs. There's only so many you could pick from. Mm-hmm. But I will say you got to include, it's not really a song that you just bump out on the radio or anything. But, you always got to include that Michael Myers theme song. The dun, 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 dun.
That's very true. I mean, I went on just actual songs, but as far as just like themes from movies, there's so many that you can like pick from. Like there's a Michael Myers one. Nightmare on Elm Street has one.
All right, well, how about we run that next week then?
We run it back.
So this week we played the Halloween dance music.
Yeah, like the classics you'd hear at a Halloween party.
Next week we'll pick our top 5 horror movie theme songs.
Yeah.
And then there it is for that. We don't even got to spin the wheel no more. All right, cool. Well, we can close this episode out. We got a lot of stuff to do right now. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys. Go check out the newest Maple Alley video.
Yes, sir.
What did we do on that one? We
you guys ranked horror characters.
Yeah, we ranked the horror villains, the most popular ones at least. Go check it out on Maple Alley. We got a lot of Halloween content coming out soon. Be sure to check it out. I know this setup right here isn't the fucking best, but we're coming to the end with this studio. We don't really got much room to work with, but it is what it is. We got the spooky vibes right here with these costumes. I really tried to keep the mask on the whole episode, but fuck, it was starting to get hard to breathe, and like it was giving me like anxiety. I was like, ugh. I don't know how fuck Mysterio did it, bro. That shit
did it for years, bro.
That's just wild. You wouldn't even want to sleep with it. Fuck no, man. I don't know how he did it, but that's it for you guys. We'll see you guys in our newest costumes next week. And that's all. Peace out.
Peace.